Hi, I'm Karen Burniston here with a video tutorial for the Sizzix Flip-Up Flower die. All of the pop-up dies come with step-by-step picture instructions inside every package. I've cut a 6x6 piece of cardstock in the color that I would like my flip-up flower. And I'm going to roll that now through the Big Shot machine to die cut all the pieces for my flower. Let's get those pieces now off the die. There are 3 of them. There is a large piece that is the base of the flip-up flower, and that includes the leaf and the stem. Then there's another piece that's just the flipping flower part. So that's the part that starts as a half flower and flips up into a full flower. And then there's also the center of the flower. Now you probably don't want a purple stem, so what I'm going to do is just take a piece of green cardstock and cover just the stem portion of my flower. And then since I'm die cutting anyway, I'll cut a couple little white flower centers so I can change the color of that piece as well. And then I'll roll it right back through my Big Shot machine again. Now you'll see that I've cut just the stem portion out of the green, and then instead of using my purple flower center, I've cut 2 out of a contrasting color. Now that we've die cut, let's go ahead and assemble this. The first step would just be to glue the green flower stem over the top of the purple one to change its color. And I'm just going to use any kind of fine glue for that. With my glue on the back, then I can just line that green piece right over the top of the purple piece. And I purposely cut it low up at the top. I'll show you why here. I was trying to avoid the little crescent cutout that's in the purple piece. See it there, that little cut? So I just cut my green piece just underneath it. Now right next to that little crescent is 2 score lines, and when you fold those over the top, now your flower's going to come forward. The next thing to look for is that big moon-shaped cutout, because right next to that there's another set of scores. So there's 2 parallel folds on this die. You can see it makes kind of like a roof when you're looking at it from the side. And the flat position is so that that rounded top is at the top. Now I'm going to use a piece of pattern paper on the front of my card, so I'll add my flip-up flower to the paper before I add it to the card, and that way my brad prongs will be hidden. So there's 2 holes in the bottom petals of the card. I want to make sure that I see that little rounded top when I place the location of this. I'm going to pierce down through those 2 holes and add 2 little mini brads. So that is the only way that this base piece is attached to the card. There's no adhesive. And if you were to pull on the stem right now, you'll see how it operates. Those 2 parallel folds that you made are going to be flipping. Where you want the adhesive so that you can add the front part of your flower is just right up there in that little crescent-shaped area right at the top on the purple. I'm just going to use a couple little mini glue dots, and I'll hold that up to the camera so you can see. Just right up there in that little purple area, that's where I want to add my adhesive. The flipping flower part also has that rounded top, and that makes it easy because you just line up the rounded top to the rounded top and press it on. And now you've made the flip-up flower. If you pull the stem, it will start flipping up. On the front of the flower, you'll see some perforations that allow you to easily line up the center of the flower. And then you can also put one inside the flower. Just make sure that you're avoiding that little cut there. You want to even just maybe pull your flower halfway closed so that you can really get down in there and make sure that your flower center doesn't cross that cutout so that it can flip under. And that is the completion of our little flip-up flower. Now I'll add my pattern paper to the front of a card. In this case, I'm using an A2 sized card, but it really wouldn't matter. For decoration on this card, I'm going to use one of my new Sizzix sets, the Butterfly Flower and Swirl set. And I've cut the butterfly, the center of the butterfly, and those little decorative pieces that will embellish its wings from the Sizzix set, added glue to the back, and I'm just going to press that down to my card. I just thought that would be a really nice little decoration to go with the flower. So the butterfly is in place, and my little flip-up flower is still working. And now here's another fun decorating idea. I'm going to use the swirl from that same Sizzix set, and I'm going to add a little mini glue dot so that the swirl is attached under the flipping part of the flower. And I positioned it so that it's angled down, so it'll be within the limits of the card. It'll fit in the envelope when the card is flat. But then when I pull the stem, the flower flips open, but then also so does the swirl. It flips up into the air. And that's just a fun idea. I've made a couple other cards that I wanted to show. Another idea is to dangle something off of the flip-up flower, and then when you open it, that little dangly will move up as well. In this case, this is an invitation. It's got a picture of my daughter and the word party inside the flip-up flower. Let's look at another card. This time I've added a little puffy bird to the front of the flower, and then inside I've used some honey pop paper to make a three-dimensional center to the flower. And it's got a little greeting there that says, "If friends were flowers, I'd pick you." Now the flip-up flower can go on the outside or the inside of a card. Here's a window card where you see the flip-up flower behind the window, and then when you open it, you can pull it up and there's a little caption that says "Thank you." You'll find buying information for this die by visiting Sizzix.com, and all the pop-up ideas are on my blog, KarenBurniston.typepad.com. Thanks for watching.